My name is Ted, and this is the only sports program that allows you to talk about everything sports wherever you are on terrestrial radio. That one means say you carry radio where near the one with Messiah they use or Messiah they use. They listen to any program where they talk anything where you like. And that what they take describe. Abi you carry your phone, don't plug earpiece, they hear us they talk. That one too, now what they do. Or be you there for your motor they drive. They listen to us. This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1. My name is Ted. Here we talk sports strictly. Everything sports on the face of the earth, we do it. And this is the only radio station that gives you the authority to listen, to call, and be a presenter from where you are. You can actually call in and decide to be a presenter. We allow you to present from your village, from your house, from your shop, from your church, from anywhere you are, from your mosque. You can be a presenter because we give you all the time to present. This is Saturday evening. The fans of some other clubs are not very happy because something just happened some minutes ago. I declare my throat. Something happened a few minutes ago. Some people are not happy. Of course, when I introduce them, people who are in the studio here, you are going to see some gloomy faces, some dark faces, but I'm not introducing them yet. I'll let you know who is with me. But of course, this is Saturday version of the stadium. We have a lot of stories to cover from home to abroad. But today, especially, we dedicate it to our Chan brothers who came second in Chan, Morocco 2018. Yes, we all condemned them. We condemned Coach Yusuf for picking the wrong team, but yanking off some players that should have been back home here playing the league, and some teams who claim that they suffered and they dropped on the table in the Nigerian Professional Football League because their best players went to Morocco to play. But all that, they were representing the country. Yes, they're back. We appreciate what they did. They represented us in every way. They gave what they had. There's nothing else they could have done apart from what they did. So we have our experts in the studio, our super correspondents, who will give us the details of what happened at Chan, if time allows. We're looking at our teams that are going out to the continent. Of course, middle of this week is going to be a whole lot of games, both in Europe and in Africa. But we're focusing on Africa in the first 1 hour of this program. We're looking at what is happening in Africa here with our teams in Nigeria and permutations for our games, both in the Champions League and in the Confederations Cup. We'll look at that. But first of all, let me welcome our runaway. People have been asking for him. Yes, in the studio we have the one and only D1.
Yeah.
The one and only D1. If you want to can greet him in Chinese or in Korean,
Ni hao, shi.
D1, welcome back to the program.
Yeah, Buchi and Ted, I'm so happy to be here again tonight.
You have been away for so long. Your fans have been asking.
I'm on sabbatical leave for some time now. But thank God I'm back again in the studio.
Officially tell your fans Happy New Year because it's your first appearance on the show this year. Am I right, Buchi?
Definitely.
Yes, D1, tell your listeners.
Even Favor, remember Favor was that guy asking.
The guy
it was D1. It was D1 actually.
Oh, it was D1.
It was D1.
The guy that called and said, "Guy, I be Gama, you be Gama."
D1 had chance the man somewhere. He
Thank God I'm back again, and I must commend your effort. When I was there away, I monitored everything that happened in the studio, and kudos must be given to you and Human Rights Radio as well. We are doing fine, and wherever we go, people talk about Human Rights Radio, talking about the stadium as well.
Yes.
And we will not let you down, so we continue to fire up. And today's program, as first mentioned, is going to be an explosive one. Just stay glued to your radio and you enjoy all the tidbits that we have for today.
D1, thank you so much. While you were away, you kept in touch with us. You covered a lot of sports for us. You kept reporting, and we officially on the stadium, we want to appreciate your sacrifice and your effort. Every sport that you cover, be it from football to any other sport. The only one you didn't cover was Dambe, because I know if you're near Dambe and the punch lands on your face, it will be a problem for us. But you kept faith with us. You always called in at the right time to give us update of everything that is happening in every sport around, and we appreciate you on the stadium. Buchi, am I lying?
No, definitely. I mean, without D1, there is no. In fact, it's like no. It's it's like three wheels of a KK right now.
Yes.
With D1 is the one of those supporting wheels. Without
like-
D1,
it's-
the KK
it's-
cannot move.
It's like a bobsled team
Yes.
in Pyeongchang.
Exactly.
Three players. The driver, if she doesn't have the other two backing her, they can't hit any mark. To
You
get
don't
to
hear
the
about the
front.
two musketeers. It's actually the three musketeers. So of course, D1. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
very
D1.
much, Yeah.
Welcome back. Yes, as we welcome D1 back to the stadium from all his travels. Of course, let the bag out of the cat. Don't mind my English. It's supposed to be the other way around, but this one is the bag is getting out of the cat. D1 has actually been going around the country, following up grassroots programs in sports, especially football development, which is one thing we on the stadium here stand for, and all that. We're going to give you a comprehensive report of some of the things he has discovered in grassroots developments in football on the show on the program next week. We'll do that when D1 comes back here. We'll talk about that. We'll let you know that in Nigeria here, there's hope.
Sure.
There's hope. There are some agencies and companies that have decided to help to push up grassroots developments in sports.
Sure.
We don't hear so much about them because they can't pay the media to promote them. Most of the media, we're not slamming on any of our colleagues anywhere, but they go where the grass is green. We go where the grass is red. We can follow the red grass or the brown grass. We deliver to you what we see as real and as true. We are truthful. This is a reality radio station. We follow what is real. We don't package anything. As real as it is, that's what we give you, and that's what we tell you. We're going to give you details of that in the course of the week and next week when D1 comes back on the program. But first of all, we want to give D1 the opportunity and the chance to talk about, first of all, our teams and analysis of our MPFL, the league, first of all, D1. The league has been going on. There was a time, Lobby, my grandfather's team, even though he's dead, they were on top of the table, and now they have gone down. That is not a problem. That's not a story. But how's the league been faring so far, the Nigerian Professional Football League? Because you are an expert in that. I mean, you have contacts with these teams directly and the players. And how has it been? The LMC has tried to make sure that the league, as it is now, is trying to match up with some leagues in Africa, even though Morocco showed us that they have a better league than us when they defeated us at Chan. But let's look at the league as it has started. We have played like this is almost we're below 10 games.
Yes.
How many games have we played so far?
We are going to week 8 by
Week
this
8.
weekend.
Week 8. So how's the league? Your consideration, your own personal review. How's the league been so far? Have there been some outstanding? I'm not looking at the table. I'm not looking at the teams that are outstanding. I'm not looking at that, but I'm looking at the league holistically. How's it been for you? How are we doing compared to last season?
Yeah, if you look at the league for this season, you will discover that we have a better improvement now.
Okay.
In Africa, presently, we are the second best league in Africa.
That's why we came second in Morocco.
Yes.
in Chan.
Because if you look at all
Yes.
the teams that participated there,
Yes.
we came second. Morocco first team. But if you look at the facilities that they have on ground in Morocco, compared to what is available here in Nigeria, you
They're
discover
they're
that
far better than we
we
are.
played our heart out. And determination, that's exactly what helped our player over there in Morocco. Because if you look at the terrain of our football, MPFL in this country, you will discover that these players, they can play anywhere they find themselves all over the world because they are so rugged. I'm not trying to defend them, but that's what is obtainable here.
Yes.
Moving from Lagos to Maiduguri by road.
By road.
Traveling from Kwara State to Nasarawa State by road. Some 12 hours, 8 hours on the road. Fatigue. If you go
Overnight
there,
and then-
overnight traveling and some other thing that they experience. So I think we must give kudos to LMC. They are playing the politics in Africa, not only in Nigeria. They know what it takes. They are bringing in professionals all over the world to come and train our players and our coaches. And gradually, they are coming up to be at par with other leagues that we have in Africa. I think our players as well, they didn't let us down. Because if you look at the chant that we just concluded recently, you discover that 2 of our players made 11 players. I mean, the first team of CAF.
Yes.
We have Stephen Eze, and we also have Dayo Ojo. You saw the screamer that Dayo Ojo scored in the quarterfinal.
For me, Diwa, I must tell you that Dayo Ojo was my revelation in the CHAN competition.
True.
And thank God,
given the best midfield and the best set of players, I think Dayo Ojo can actually compete with Ndidi in a national team for space there, because I saw his flexibility. He can actually, even though they're not playing the same position, he can actually bench Ndidi if he's given the best opportunity to play.
I've been following Dayo Ojo since when he was at Sunshine Star before moving down to Enyimba. He's a very good player. If we are looking at for a utility player in this country, Dayo Ojo is one of the utility players that we have. Very good player, but overall we are still gradually moving up. We've not gotten what we needed, but I think we are trying gradually putting things together, and I believe we can do better, because if you look at our league 4 seasons ago, is not what we are experiencing right now.
Definitely.
Must win at home syndrome is one of the problems we are facing.
But it looks like it's changing now.
Definitely, week in, week out, we are seeing
people have been winning away.
Yes, going away matches, and you have rest of mind at the end of the day. Even if you don't win, you can get draw. Because I discovered that the sensitization of fans and supporters is something that football club owners are putting in place right now, and LMC. Before the commencement of the league, they will call everybody together. If you cause any problem, the fine is there, and if you find them like 2-3 million naira, some of them that they are unable to pay the salary, they will be thinking about how to pay the fine.
Exactly.
So with that now, they know how to talk to their fans.
The fine comes in.
And if you look at the sanctions as well, something happened last week. You discovered that last match, Plateau United and Sunshine Star. Plateau United defeated Sunshine Star by 5-0.
Yes.
What happened in that match was that Sunshine Star, they are holding their players, and before they played that match for that day, LMC said they must not use the new players that they signed. So they have no option than to rely on the old players.
Is the transfer window still open? Before that game, was the transfer window was closed? I think
they've closed the transfer window, but they signed players.
They have signed players.
Yes, they have players like 11 players on ground.
They didn't pay the old ones and then wanted to feature the new ones.
So LMC.
But that's not a law. Why would the LSC bring that? Is that a law? Why would the LSC bring that up?
No, I think
a player is a player. And they were registered for the league, right?
Yes.
They were registered to play in the league. So the LMC had no right to tell them not to use the players that are part of the team. No.
I think in this regard, I'm speaking from maybe my own point of my own perspective.
Yes.
But I think it's a form of punishment, and we have to give the LMC kudos to that. Okay. These are old players that you have not paid. You're owing, and then you just want to circumvent that because you already have a new first 11. They've just signed, probably given their signing bonuses and all those things. So these people are willing to give their best, while the old people are pushed aside. So I think it's sort of like a lesson. It's sort of like a lesson, pay your players and you get the best. So LMC putting that rule out there for especially Sunshine Stars who are owing old players, I think it was more like I don't know whether there's probably a rule to this effect, but probably a moral standpoint to try and, why with that 5-0 whipping, the problem comes down to we have not paid our players and they're disgruntled, so there's no way they'll give their best.
Definitely, and as it stands, some of these players sued the management of Sunshine Star in the court of law.
Yes.
And they told them
the normal court or court of arbitration for
yes,
court of arbitration for sports.
Court of arbitration for sports.
Okay.
And they didn't allow them to play. But as of today, they've lessen the punishment by telling them that they can feed like 7 players because they have the money on ground and they are trying to settle.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Right, so they are allowed. But you hear now you understand what I was talking about.
Yeah.
They are allowed now to feed like 7 players.
Yes.
Why would it be 7? What justification? On what grounds? Yes, I do understand. You want to punish the club. Yes. Do we have rules on ground if a club does this? Can we not enforce the fact that the club should pay their players? Did Emeka Zogu, our very good friend on the stadium here, not enforce the payment of his...
In India?
Yes, Bangladesh actually.
Bangladesh, yes.
And it is in the FIFA rules.
No, but then think about this. Let's put it this way, Ted. Let's put it this way. Our league, as much as it's growing, is still a bit. Everything. They're still trying to work all the kinks out. They're still trying to work all the kinks out. Now, you have a team that has not paid its players. Even if you deduct points for them, it doesn't change the fact that, well, we're still not paying the players. Oh, well. So you need to find ways, creative ways to punish these teams. You know what? If you're not going to play your player, if you're not going to pay them, you can't use the new ones you've bought. That means you're going to keep suffering, and then those investments you made will just become sort of redundant. But nobody wants that.
But to be honest, the team said no, they try.
Definitely.
You know get money to pay the players we don't play.
But you bring 11 new ones. You carry exactly.
Buy new players.
That's the point.
Which can't be that?
That's the point. You have to give LMC that.
Now because our government they own this thing. When I excuse me, I talk PG. The thing that vex me. That's why I don't enter local level. Make I talk about city for my heart. Because our government they own these things.
As you remember, I was saying Popo promised to be on our
yes,
program.
Yes. If when I bring Popo here, Augustin Popo, our very senior brother who is fighting for the rights of players in Nigeria, when he comes here, the things he will say, in fact, I'll have to control him not to say the things because he'll be very angry and a lot is happening.
A lot, yes.
Players' right. I know that Shehu Diko is trying as head of LFC. Yes, I will give kudos to him because since he got in power there, I must confess,
there's been many changes. Yes,
our league has changed in a very, very heavy way. Yes, I will agree to that. But there are still so many things that are left to be done, yet to be done, and they're still there, and they have to be done to be delivered as it's supposed to be.
True.
Okay, look at us. We went to Chan. We came second. Even that second, Buchi, how did you get there? Did we qualify with ease or what?
No, man. It was sort of like an uphill climb. I mean, to score one goal, we struggled, and I think D1 put it best. These boys just gave the best that they could offer.
That's all they had. Yes,
their personal best,
exactly.
the best that they could offer on their own. That's it.
People are blaming Coach Yusuf. Yes, I do understand that as a coach, he had a lot to play in that.
Exactly.
But then the players themselves, we're supposed to have picked the best in our league to represent us as a country. It's Chan. We call them home-based Eagles. But these guys had a chance to get their names to pick for the World Cup.
As it is presently, we have 2 players on ground already picked by Genetro.
I know that
we have
Ikechukwu Ezenwa automatically,
and we have Stephen Eze as well. You discover what Stephen Eze played during that CHAN competition, and through that now he has dotted line with one club in Bulgaria presently. After this CHAN, you'll be going back to Bulgaria to play, not in our local
league anymore.
And we have the likes of this guy Gabriel Kechukwu as well. Yes. They've linked him with Villarreal now.
Yes.
He's thinking of going to Villarreal. You know the guy that scored our goals in semi-final.
Exactly. Yes.
He's also going out of the country. We have good players. Sunday Faleye also.
Yes.
Raja Casablanca also. They are talking about Sunday Faleye and some other players that we have. But as it stands presently, I don't think, apart from these 2 players selected by Genetro, I don't think any other player can suit him, because if you see the way they are playing, they have the raw talent, but when it comes to World Cup, it's not a tea party.
Exactly.
It's not what to go there and experiment.
Exactly.
It's a business on its own, and you must bring out the better players that you have.
Exactly.
Imagine us playing against Argentina, and you are playing the likes of.
We're the same group actually. Forget about Messi. Forget about Juan Aguero. Remove those 2 players. Think of Argentina without those players. We're still going to have a big battle.
So,
you can't even compare it.
Apart from Ezenwa, I don't think any other player can make a first 11.
No, that's true. I think so.
No other player.
I think so.
Players.
Our players are not first timers in most of the teams they are playing. We can count less than 5 players, or let me say extend it to 6 players from the Super Eagles, those who are playing abroad that are first timers, because we had a final panic low move by our players to clubs, to make sure that they have playing time before the season ends. Especially most players moved to Spain. Ahmed Musa moved to Russia. He has been so far got there. He rediscovered his scoring form and all that. But most of our players are not in a scoring form. D1, if you were to recommend Ampuchi, let me ask you guys.
Yes.
If you guys were to recommend, apart from Ikechukwu Ezenwa and Eze, if you guys were to recommend 2 other players for General to include in that team as a backup, don't forget the Moroccans have defeated us are the same guys who are going to the World Cup. They're the same guys who won, most of them who won with Raja Casablanca.
At least 8 or 9 of those
9
players.
of these
Yeah,
players.
about 9 of them are going to the World Cup.
And they are home-based players. Most of the national team is built on home talent.
Yes.
That there. We can't do that here because we don't have the facility to. They don't have. In fact, they even have a weather that is very
Conducive.
conducive
Just
to
like
them
that of
Russia.
Yes.
Yes, they can. We can do that, but if you were to recommend 2 other players that should be picked in Nigeria, in this team, for that. Anyway, I would recommend Buchi. I recommend, but which other player do you think General should think of adding? I think Bayojo is an amazing player for me. Rabiu Ali, another amazing player. But they have their shortcomings. Yeah, I think there are guys that need to be included in that team so that they can start learning from the old guys that are going, even though they are even older than some of the players that are brought and all that. D1, which other 2 players would you recommend?
Yes, I will recommend the guy that replaced James Itodo when James Itodo sustained injury. Okorum,
yes.
that is playing number 3 for us, is one of the. In fact, he can fit into Super Eagles. I'm not trying to overrate him, but he's a very good player.
No, he's good. He's
going
good.
forward, you see the
He
way
knows.
this guy attacks,
And he can recover.
And he can
with speed.
And again, I will talk about Osas Okoro as well.
Yeah.
Osas Okoro has been around for some time.
Yes, he has.
But the problem is that I'm so surprised that this guy is not even out of the country playing for other league, because this guy is a very good player, but he has his own problem
I don't think he has a good agent.
That's the problem. I think that's the problem.
yeah.
You
Osas
can be his agent.
but
Osas Okoro is an amazing player.
yes,
I must
very
confess
good.
on
So
this show.
these 2 wing players, I think I would recommend them for Genetro.
But you're thinking of goalkeepers. Ikechukwu Ezenwa has like almost cemented himself after Kai Keme's issues that we have there. But then we have Francis Zoho, who is right there in Spain.
That's true.
Second fiddle.
Second fiddle, that's true.
Yes.
But still actually playing well because he sustained an injury at some point. That's why he was benched. But the guy is good. The guy is good. Are you confident of our goalkeeping department going to Russia?
To be honest, we have a lot of bright talents in our goalkeeping, but I won't say I'm 100% confident. I don't think, don't get me wrong, Ikechukwu is a fantastic goalkeeper, Francis too, but I don't know why, I'm of the school that experience is still the best teacher. And I know Eyema Vincent he's totally out of the question, but if there's some way we can, even if it's some sort of training, some sort of like boot camp for these boys to go in, I feel before we get to the World Cup, they still need a few matches, a few international, if it's possible. But I know definitely it's not. But I feel they still need a little more. They're a bit too green. Let's put it that way. They're a bit too green, and they need a little more because the World Cup. This is the World Cup.
Yes.
You're going to have the likes of people like Mercy
with
that
our
are going
best.
to be coming into,
Sigurdsson.
firing.
I know we are facing Iceland. We think it's a country that has just 33,000 population, right?
300,
Yes.
yeah, 300,000. That's
population.
it.
But outstanding players. Rakitic just scored for Barcelona the other day.
Exactly.
Sigurdsson.
Exactly.
He's a killer when it comes to sport. When it comes to football, he's a killer. Plays to the midfield, into the attack. He disguises. You don't see him. And when he delivers, you only realize that he was on the pitch when you see him celebrating his goal and pointing to his name.
Exactly.
That's when you know that he's.
That's my point. We are going in. It's sort of like we're going straight into the lion's den, and we have they feel like lambs to the slaughter, because these other teams, the other 31 teams, are coming there for blood. Everybody wants to win this. Everybody's hungry, but it doesn't seem like we have the power, especially when it comes to the goalkeeping department. We don't. Yes, we have very talented, bright upcomers, but I don't think this is the time for them to experiment. Exactly. This is goalkeeping, defense. These are places that you need rock solid,
Yeah.
Yes.
old cargoes, old hands.
Yes.
Remember the
Are
war
you, are
horse?
you advocating for the
Coordinates.
return of Dodo Mayana, Peter Rufai
Yeah.
for the World Cup in Russia?
No, I mean if it's possible, you need experience. Look at Seaman. Remember Seaman, David Seaman.
Maxima.
Of England. Former England,
Gigi before,
Well into
Gigi
his
before has
40s.
been there. He's,
Well
I
into his
watched him when he
40s.
was-
Kahn.
Oliver Kahn, well into his 40s, was back dead. You need experience. You need people with experience. And I feel maybe the next World Cup, these boys will probably be the hand. I mean, they have bright futures, especially where they're playing. They're coming up. But this World Cup, I'm not too confident about it.
Anyway, Buchi is not very confident. D1 has a lot to say after this break that we're taking. D1 will give you some updates that you never expected. But to take a very short break to remind our Islamic brethren, our brothers and sisters, to go to pray and pray for Nigeria. Pray for our team in Russia, the bobsled team and the skeleton team. We have 4 ladies there. The men couldn't make it. The men couldn't make the ladies are making it. We have 3 ladies in bobsled, 1 lady in skeleton competition. Pray for them. And pray for Human Rights Radio as well. Pray for the country to be better. When you go to the mosque, don't forget us. We'll be back. We no go take. Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting. Of course, our identity has never changed. This is The Stadium, the only authoritative sports program that gives you rights to call in and express yourself. My name is Ted, and I'm here with D1, our super correspondent. He just came back from Morocco, even though he didn't go there. And I'm here with Buchi, who attended the trek to Morocco. He didn't get there before the tournament finished.
As I just got in, they had already done the 4-0. I had to start walking back.
He's still considering Pyeongchang. And the ceremony is already over. Buchi is still here. But of course, we'll find a way to see how we can send Buchi to Morocco.
I'm going to bobsled there.
Again. No, you're not going to Pyeongchang. You go to Morocco. You know why he's going to Morocco again? He'll go there to tell us what happened in the hotel that our team camped when they left. What is the result? What's the evidence? This is a stadium. We talk, we joke, we play, and we joke around sports. We make things realistic for you, the listener and the viewer out there. We're not taking things so serious. Of course, D1 is here. D1 has a very important appointment, which we're officially sending him to represent us all in the next few minutes. So we have to let D1 go. But before he goes, he has to tell us details about Nigerian teams which are going out to the continent. The CAF Confederations Championship is out there. Okay, I'm mixing up. Champions League and CAF Confederations. It's all out there. We have 4 teams from Nigeria who are going to represent us. And D1 will give us details of all that. What is happening? Maybe the ties, the teams that are playing, and what will happen, what to expect. Eiba won the Champions League back to back. That's when Felix Anyasi was in charge and Governor Oju Zokali was the governor. Now Eiba is like almost half of a shadow of himself, struggling to make that impact. Plateau United are going there to represent us. How much confidence do we have in Plateau United? We don't know that, but what D1 tells us, we take his word because he has spoken to the managers of these teams directly, and how ready they are, he will tell us that. D1, you have the floor.
Yeah, let's kickstart from the week 8 of MPFA that will be coming up tomorrow.
Yes, okay.
Before we move on to the Champions League, CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup, we have features here with us. Yes. FC fine back with trade tackle with Atlant of Owerri, and we have Go Round FC newcomers. They will play against Abia Warriors.
Yes.
We have Rangers International. They will trade tackle with Kanemi Warrior. Kwara United, the bashing side.
Yes.
This time around, they will be at home trying to redeem their image against
at least
United.
Have they recovered enough from the shock of that accident that they experienced?
I think that is one of the things that is still affecting Kwara United. And as well, they still have some outstanding, like what we talked about the other time.
Yes.
The money is not on ground for them to carry out some other things that they're supposed to do. And we have Yobe Deserts also. We play against Rivers United.
The newcomers. How are Yobe Deserts doing so far?
Yeah, they are trying.
Are they adjusting to the league as it is so
definitely, far? If you look at the 4 clubs that promoted to the MPFL last season, with the likes of Kwara United, Atlant, Go Round, and Yobe Disaster, it's only Kwara United that is not playing very well. But Atlant, Go Round, and Yobe, they are really trying. Yobe Disaster, they play like 3 home matches and nobody defeated them over there. And
that's
the way it is, they just play like a Kanemi Warrior.
If you're there for house, you must win for house.
Yes, they are playing like a Kanemi Warrior this time around. And when I spoke with Sammy Wenyija, we happen to be the spokesperson for Rivers United, he said they are going there to break the jinx, but it's going to be difficult for them to go to Yobe State and win them at the end of the day. Wiki Tourists as well, we stay at home and play against the Lobby Star of Makurdi. Lobby Star, they were playing as if they are going to win the league.
They started so far, then all of a sudden, but Kwara United messed them up. Let me use that word.
But at the end of the day, I think with what we have on ground at Wiki Tourists, it's going to be difficult for Lobby to just go down there and defeat Wiki Tourists. But in the game of football, anything can happen.
Yes.
We have Niger Tornadoes against Nasarawa United, and anybody that want to watch this match can tune into NTA. One of the
the show.
Fantastic.
Live on NTA tomorrow.
We had the other broadcasters from South Africa, the multi-choice, who decided to knock the select some matches to show us and all that. I just wish
if you go into that contract, we will not finish it today.
No.
I just yes.
There's some
Things
other
like
there's some other
like
yes.
my Oga would say, monkey hair was resemble human being hand.
Hmm.
I just wish that our local media here. I guess someday I'm thinking, Buchi, that Human Rights Radio will get to that level where we can actually
Most definitely,
cover-
most
contract with
definitely.
LMC to cover
You
these
know,
games and
we're
show
going-
Nigerians.
We're growing every
I
day,
think
and
we
we'll
should
get
be
there.
able to do that, to take advantage of that.
Mhm.
Alright, do you want to
And
go?
the last match for the day, we have Sunshine Star of Akure. They will trade tackle with Kano Pillar.
The last game that
Former champion.
Sunshine played, it was harvest of goals.
MFM
Basketball.
MFM whitewash them. They wallow them.
Oga Aminu has a discussion for that, Buchi. Tell him.
They took them.
They took them.
Period.
Yeah, period.
TM.
Yeah, they took
So-
them.
We have other 4 teams that will not play this weekend or because of continental engagement. We have Plateau United. They will be at home in CAF Champions League,
Okay.
and they will trade tackle with Eden Sport of Cameroon.
Okay.
They won the league last season right there in Cameroon, and they
Okay.
want to, just like first timer, like MFM. They want to come to newly built Plateau United rather. They
Yes.
want to come to newly built stadium right there in Jos to play
Okay.
Plateau United.
Oh.
But Plateau United being the defending champion, and their coach Kennedy Boboye has
Yes.
been speaking for some time right now that he's not good. Many people, they've tagged them underdog coming to the competition for the first time.
Yes.
But with the calibers of player that they have right there in their kitty, I think at the end of the day they will go places, because
be a
I'm not
force to
saying this
reckon with.
because I'm in Nigeria, but they have better player that can prosecute their plans for them.
Okay.
And they have somebody that is tactically sound in person of Kennedy Boboye.
Yes.
Is very good as well.
Coach Kennedy has been around for a long time.
Yes,
I've
he
just been
has.
thinking, can we entrust him with grassroots development and for him to bring up players? He's a very technically sound coach, and very young guy.
Yes.
That very young players identify with him. They feel, because he's part of he himself. I have watched him train players. He plays. He plays. Funny enough, he does
He's
that.
just
And
40 something years
yes.
old, very
And
young.
that-
He's the same age with Lechuku,
Yes.
and that's exactly what will bring us to. I just mentioned Lechuku right now.
Yes,
Yes,
He-
yes.
he-
Exactly.
He's the coach of MFM, and they've
yes.
traveled to Mali to play against Real Bamako.
Wow.
Real Bamako, they are very strong side. When you are talking about the Champions League in Africa, very good side.
Do you want MFM? But before I come to what I want to say about MFM, let me tell the callers and the listeners and the viewers that you can join us on this conversation. If you want to speak with D1 or you want to speak with us directly on the stadium, you can call us now. Our lines are open, our phone lines are open. But the primary line here is the line 081 9989 991011. That's 081 8999 1011, so that we can have a conversation. We're talking about that. MFM have had this culture of being is let me call it a missionary club. They are owned by a church, but the church has gone into sports. That's Mountain of Fire. I've gone into sports and all that, which is what happened in the past, back in the days.
Yes.
It's happening now again. They have had this culture of bringing a young. They started with Godwin Enakena, my senior, my Oga before in the media, and then brought in Duka Ubade to train very young boys.
Yeah.
They picked raw talents from nowhere and made it. They were a threat to every team 2 seasons ago, last season. How are they faring now? How ready are they to go to the continent?
The way it stands presently, you discover that one thing that is helping MFM right now is that they have the support of Lagos State.
Yes.
They are really helping them to expand the Agege Stadium
Yes.
over there, so that they will have conducive environment whenever these CAF clubs come down to Lagos to play.
Yes.
And apart from that, they have their players. They've been keeping them for some time right now, since when they are playing NLL,
Yes.
Nigeria National
League, yes.
They've been together. Nobody knows Stephen Ode.
Oh, they from nowhere.
He just
turned
came up and presently is playing right there
Yes.
outside the country,
Yes.
and he's banging goals. We have Sikiru Olatubosun as well. But the major mistake that the report that filtered in about MFM right now, they didn't register Sikiru Olatubosun. Remember
Wow.
the goal that Sikiru Olatubosun scored last season, and he won BBC CNN award.
Yes, he did. Yes.
And the guy is not part of the player that traveled down to Mali to play Real Bamako. But I believe with the way it is presently, if they can just concede like 2 goals, we are not going to blame them for it.
Of course.
we even celebrate them. They can just manage 2 goals over there. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but they are just going there for the first time.
Yes.
And they don't know the terrain. The antics that are involved in Champions League, Confederation Cup, continental engagement is not something that we experience here in Nigeria.
We spoke about that
true.
on this show where Ogamino, you do remember Ogamino?
Exactly.
When you're
some of the things you see when you're playing,
From
especially like from the hotel, from the training pitch, to even just the restaurant, maybe where you're going to get your meal. The kind of, like you said,
they can actually seize water.
They can seize water. They can frustrate you. They can do a lot of things. And like you said, it's something that we are not used to here. I think we're very cordial when it comes to hosting other countries, but other countries are not. It's a dog-eat-dog world when it comes to these things. And I don't think, like you said, if we concede 2 goals, it's not being, I mean, we're just being realistic. If you concede 2 goals, I think it's kudos to them.
I disagree with you guys. We don't need to concede 2 goals. We need to score 2 goals.
Experience is the best teacher. They have to get that experience, and probably from the next time they'll be
you remember
more
what
prepared.
happened to this player, this club, Wiki Tourist?
Yes.
On the continent,
you remember what happened to Rangers International last season?
Of course.
They had banana in the aircraft. That's the only thing they filled their belly with, and they couldn't play.
The game, yes.
They landed 1 hour to the commencement of the
no training.
Exactly, no training, no nothing. Literally from the airport straight to the field.
That brings me to another thing. And Buchi, we spoke the other day, even though we advertised some people here without that consent, about helping teams travel within the country and within the continent. Is it impossible for teams that are owned by clubs to have a partnership with airlines to fly our players? Let me give you an instance. I'm not advertising Emirates Airlines, but I have to state it here. They are big company that have been endorsed that are sponsoring big teams.
Yes.
That lift big teams in Europe, and the teams has them freely. If we have a contract with them, and if you are watching online, if we had a contract with them, you see this stadium here that is big, 1.1 million capacity stadium. You see that logo all around here. Can't we have an airline that operates within Nigeria to fly our teams from point A to point B, intra or outside Nigeria for games? Are we not ripe up to that? South African teams are doing that, for goodness sake. Why are we shooting ourselves in the foot?
Let me answer from the last question that you asked.
Yes.
We are not ripe enough.
True.
Why?
That's just the structure on ground. You know, this thing, they are business minded.
Exactly.
You will not like, as a businessman, you will not like to put your money where you not
well,
get
you're not going to get
exactly. You have to say we have better structure on ground, as in our football league. In fact, we don't even need to run after them. They will be the one calling.
They'll be the ones begging. They'll be the ones begging.
But you see what Aqua United they signed contract recently.
Yes.
Because of what their governor is doing over there.
Yes.
You know, they won the Atio Cup, and that is what helped them, and they qualified to play in the CAF Confederation Cup, and that one will lead us to their match against Banju Hawk of Gambia. They are going to play right there at Godswill Akpabio International Stadium tomorrow by 4 p.m. Yes. And you know what happened to them the last time they went for continental engagement? It's not a palatable story for them.
No.
Have they gathered the experience right now? They know what it takes for them to play in the continent.
I saw that jersey for the continental engagement, and they are prepared. And my friend Fimba, we spoke, and he told me that they are ready. Aqua United is ready, and they're ready to take on anybody. But do you want to give us updates about other teams? What are the other fixtures that we have for the continent coming up? Apart from Aqua United, Plateau United is going for the Champions League.
Yes. Aqua United will play Confederation Cup. Yes. While we have MFM as well. MFM will play away. Plateau United will play here in Nigeria.
First leg is at home.
First leg, yes. It's only MFM that is going away match this weekend.
Okay.
We have other club as well, Enyimba, but they are on standby. Yes. They will join them by second round because they are one of the great club side that we have in Africa. Yes. That is why they accord them with that honor. They will stand by until the second round before they will eventually join. And we have other 9 clubs in Africa as well that will join Enyimba till the second round. So let's just pray for our team. And we believe that the necessary logistics they are in place so that at the end of the day we can get something. Even if we can't win Champions League, don't let us raise our hope supposed to be. The guy won Champions League of the Confederation Cup. We just qualified to
You're already preparing us for defeat in case we're defeated.
No, he's being a realist. He's being a realist.
So let's just prepare for money sprinting stage. If you can qualify for where we get better money at the end of the day, I think they will use that one to pay the salary of the players that they are owing and other things.
The stakeholders are preparing for elections next year, so forget about any money that comes into the club. It will move from club to admin department for preparation for elections. So don't even which understands what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is the Stadium of Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting. My name is Ted. I'm here with our super correspondent and reporter D1, and I'm here with our in-house analyst Buchi, the one and only. We'll take a short musical break because we want to allow D1 to take a break. He has something very important to go and attend to. We sent him on an errand, so we can't keep him for long. When we come back, we'll go straight into Europe. Arsenal fans, Ronaldo, sorry, ACP, D1 is one of them. Buchi is smiling, but Buchi.
Monday is around the corner.
No, look.
West Brom is around the corner.
West Brom is around the corner, but let us not look to tomorrow. Let's look to today. Something happened today, and his name was Kane.
See,
he had been condemned before by Arsene Wenger with the English players are the best divers, right?
The best divers, and so he showed him. He showed him that.
See the way he pressed the Pochettino down before he eventually scored. They're supposed to rule that goal out. Is that clinical goal at all now?
Unfortunately, D1 is not a referee. He had no opportunity to overturn that decision. It ended Tottenham, not London Derby. You know the result. If you don't know the result, we'll give you the result after this break. Funny enough, D1 might not be here, but D1, please, before you leave, give us your let's
give your match analysis.
2 minutes of our time to give us.
I think what I will say is that Arsenal fans, I think you need to emulate Manchester United. They are fit last season. That helped them to qualify for UEFA Champions League. They can just go ahead and win the Europa Cup because top 4 is not something that is going to be easy for Arsenal this season.
So your visibility to this is that Arsenal is automatically out of top. You on this program on the stadium, you endorsed Man City as champions, and you say by next month, which is March, we should give them the trophy. So we are going to get a replica of that trophy here on the stadium. I hope one of our artists there in the house will get him to do a replica of that trophy.
Yes,
we'll hand it over here to a Man City fan, any Man City fan who we identified that calls us, will hand over the trophy to them by March, according to D1. If by mistake Chelsea or Man U wins the trophy, we'll call that listener back to come back, we'll collect the trophy and hand it over to the fan of the team that wins it next. Yes, we'll do that. I know that. But of course, D1, I do understand. Clubs go through issues. Can you turn on CD1's face right now? Okay, you can see it on the camera.
No, it is. But I mean, it's one of those things. But Arsenal gave it their best. I mean, we have to give Arsenal the kudos. I mean, for a long time we thought that Arsene Wenger didn't have the stones to actually go out and buy players. It's just one of the things that we criticized him for. And he actually did. He stepped out.
Personally, I must confess, I did not know that Arsenal had that much money to buy players.
No, but that's the thing.
And the policy of him not buying players over 30 that could deliver for him.
That's the thing. I've always said it. Arsene Wenger is a fantastic economist. He has made the club money. It's not that Arsenal, and I think Dion will agree with me on this. Arsenal fans, their problem was not that there was money, but he was not spending it. You had Man U with the big spending, Chelsea big spending, Manchester City big spending. Arsenal have the capability to do the big spending, and that is what English football is required. That's what European football requires now, big spending. But Arsene Wenger would sit back and say, you know what, no, and then struggle with fourth, struggle with second, struggle with Europe, while other people are making the big investments. But kudos to him for the big spending. Aubameyang is in there. We're looking at Mkhitaryan is in there now. You have now Lacazette up front. They've pushed out Giroud. You know, the team looks like it has that structure. I think maybe not this season, By the time by next season,
season,
by the time
you
they
see
blend, you will see Arsenal will be a
Arsenal.
force to be working with.
Yes.
Quote me on that.
And we gave you people Giroud.
We took Giroud. Yeah, we
Giroud
took.
want to
He
Chelsea.
might score
We took
tomorrow.
He might.
He might score
He might. I mean, he has the ability to be a super sub. Maybe he can bring
He
some
went
of
to
that
Chelsea
magic.
not because Arsenal wanted to sell him or Chelsea needed him, because Arsene Wenger wanted him to play to be
For
prepared the
World Cup,
for
exactly.
France.
According to
So that
Arsene,
was,
according to Arsene Wenger, that was according to Arsene Wenger.
All right, G1,
Yeah.
you're leaving us. Your final words to your fans and your listeners before.
Yes, like I usually say, you support sport with your head and not your heart. Because if you have problem with your head, it can be corrected easily.
Yes.
But if you support club with your heart, none of us will have heart attack. Most especially those of you that are supporting Arsenal. Just watch good football and forget about trophy. And support our clubs that are playing.
Yes,
In
support
the
our
continent
league,
by
support
this,
our local clubs,
yes.
support our leagues.
Arsenal fans, if you are listening, this is a message from G1. G1 says you support Arsenal with your
Head.
head. I'm taking it slow. Your head, not
And
your heart.
Not your
Because
heart.
we're not ready to buy coffee. Please do stay with us. This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting. This is Ted. D1 is here and Buchi is here. Do stay with us. We'll be right back after this short musical break. Stay with us. It's fireworks in Russia. A lot is not Russia, actually, in Pyeongchang. Russia is on my mind because I want to go there. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting. I hope you're not carried away by the fine music from Papa Wemba. Of course, he's a legend. He's late, he's deceased, but his works live on. So if you want people to remember you, do something authentic, original to you. Could be your voice, could be your words, could be what you wrote, could be how you walked, could be how you swept your house, how you swept your street on the frontage, or how you related with your neighbors. When you're going to remember you, I don't joke with his music because it's classic and very original to him. This is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting. Our super reporter D1 is already out. We sent him on an assignment and he's got to go. It's me and Buchi in the studio. So Buchi. What's happening in Pyeongchang?
A lot is happening in
On the meta
Pyeongchang.
table already I can see Germany leading Netherlands, South Korea, Sweden, Norway, Czech Republic, Finland, and then surprisingly a country that has just been created by the Olympic athletes from Russia on the medal table. Of course, Germany is leading with a total of 2 gold medals. Netherlands have 4 medals, but they have 1 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze. South Korea have 1 gold, and that's all.
Just a gold, just a single gold.
Sweden have a gold, 1 gold. Norway have 3 silvers and 1 bronze. That makes it 4. Czech Republic have 1 bronze, and Finland actually 1 bronze. But the Olympic athletes from Russia. Representing no country actually, because they are
Representing themselves apparently
as individuals, have a bronze so far, and the potential of them actually getting medals more than authentic countries in this sport is there.
I mean, there's about 100 and something of them, and they're all Russians.
169.
Russians. I mean, let's not get it twisted. Russians always dominated for the longest time. They dominated the Winter Olympics. I mean, this is a country that is, they're a Scandinavian country. They have, well, I wouldn't say Scandinavian, but they do have a lot of snow, a lot of ice, and the winter competitions is what they've always dominated in. And so then I don't think we understand the significance of them being excluded from the Winter Olympics.
And
it's like having
that exactly is a pain of the country
exactly
itself, and an embarrassment on the entire nation. But the problem there again, Buchi, is the fact that despite all this, Russia has 169 athletes delegation added to that number. Probably they are up to 200.
Of course. Probably even over that, yes. Officials and athletes.
So what are they missing out? If they have all this, what are they missing out?
No, but then you're not winning it as a Russian. Your medal is not going to. You're winning. Your national anthem is not going to be sung. Your flag is not going to be sung. And in the history books, it's not going to go down that Russia won. So it's going to be, let's say Vladimir some and such won a medal on Kuznetsova won under exactly. He won it under the Olympic flag. So it's a huge stain on Russia, especially a country as proud as Russia and a country that is as prolific as they are in the Winter Olympics. So I think it's now that the repercussions are actually being felt, because there are a lot of big name superstars in the Russian class that are not going to be representing their countries. It's a shame and it's unfortunate.
Well, it's a shame and it's unfortunate, but then, of course, Nigeria bobsled team and skeleton were full of this representing us out there, and we're wishing them all the best when the activities come up. When they do come up, we will let you know. And if you are in Korea, if you are in Pyeongchang, actually live at the games, and you are watching Human Rights Radio on YouTube, on Instagram, on Periscope, on Twitter, or on Twitch, either of them, get in touch with us. Do let us know that you are in Pyeongchang. Let us know. Let us know. This is
Ted. If they flog us, if they call with Koboko to flog us, I know deal.
Let us know that you're watching these games live, and this is what is happening, and this is the hope of Nigeria. Of course, if you're in Nigeria listening to us on terrestrial radio, and you are privileged to have a mobile phone, you can call us. Of course, the number is 081-8999-1011, and let's discuss. Don't be angry that Manchester City is actually playing a draw 1-1 against Leicester City. Unfortunately, that goal was not called by Ahmed Musa, not Kelechi Iheanacho either, not Wilfred Ndidi. So Nigerian players are out there but not scoring. All right, Buchi will step into the world of football. Ongoing game. Man City, James Vardy equalizing for Leicester City.
Yes.
That's done, but we'll talk about that. Let's go to what happened in North London today. It was Arsenal 5, Tottenham 0. D1 no make so. I don't say you see the listen, you go to think say, Ted don't come again. They be, yeah.
Actually,
I don't hear about Arsenal. I'm just speaking facts as they are.
Actually, it was the North London derby, which ended 1-0 in favor of Tottenham.
Yes.
I mean, Arsene Wenger making a lot of noise about the match, saying that
before the match,
yes. Saying that Arsenal are more at home at Wembley Stadium. As you know, White Hart Lane
players are also the greatest
are the greatest divers in the world.
Aimed at
Harry Kane, especially from their last match when that late goal from Harry Kane was ruled in, and then it was deemed diving, blah blah blah, the penalty, and so. I think this was more like a match. I mean, don't get it. Let's not make any mistakes. Yes. Pochettino is a man on a mission. He's somebody that is very disciplined with his team, with this Tottenham team. Yes. Now, Arsene Wenger, yes, making the big, breaking character. Let's say breaking character, breaking the bank, buying some big name players, changing up the Arsenal attack. Giving it that rev, and also giving us a lot of hope for the team. Yes. But then this is a very determined Tottenham side that have played together, know each other very well, and if you watch the match, Aubameyang and Aubameyang and Hector were just locked down. They were put on lockdown. They were put on lockdown, and Tottenham came.
Should I say we're gonna have taken off Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at some point?
At some point, I think he should have. I think
it's like there was so much pressure on him, and he couldn't live up to it. This is the English Premier League. This is not the Bundesliga.
At all.
The pressure is on. They buy you with that amount of money. They bring you in. You are expected to deliver. Nobody gives you any excuse. They gives you any reason to say.
Right off the bat. Exactly.
Injuries are not even included.
Nope.
Do you remember when I'm trying to recall his name, at Arsenal that had this very horrible injury. That tackle on him that he left and then came back and he was still fielded. But his career was almost ended. He had to leave to Germany.
I think I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to remember this person. I know who you're talking about.
Every other player that you buy in general, you buy players in the general transfer window because
to make an impact, instant impact. Because this is sort of like the January window is like a remedy period. This is season is going in. We've realized that maybe we're short in the back. We need people to shore up the back. Our attack is lackluster. We need somebody to reinvest. You buy people. January window is more like remedy. We need a quick. The season is halfway in. Come in, start immediately. And like you said, the English Premier League is the most competitive league in Europe. It is not the Bundesliga. It is not La Liga. It is not Serie A. It's a whole other monster on its own. And so, of course, the pressure, with a big buy like Aubameyang right there, of course, it also puts a target on your back. I think that's another thing that many of these players don't realize. Yes, you're a big buy, you're the big name, you're going to sell a lot of jerseys, you're probably going to be the headline of a lot, but then it puts a target on your back because any other team playing you is going to see you. This is the danger man. This is the person we need to cage. And that was exactly what happened. There was so much pressure on Aubameyang. He was just held. Could not move, could not do what he does best. And of course, Harry Kane doing exactly what he does best, and that is scoring goals, whether with his head, whether with his left, his right, he chips in, shots. This is what Harry Kane does for a living. For him, a goal is a goal. Whether it's with his back, he will score the goal. He'll find a way and score the goal.
This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM redefining broadcasting, and this is The Stadium. My name is Ted, and I'm here with one and only Buchi. We're talking sports and all that. Are you angry at the result? Yes, Tottenham did what they could do. They came in there to win. Arsene Wenger made a lot of noise before the game, and of course the noise proved him wrong, because right now I'm looking for Arsenal on this table. They are 6th on the table.
7th.
Yes, as it stands now, they are 6th because of that. Leicester City is 7th.
Okay.
Leicester City is playing at this point. They have 36 points. So Arsenal is safely on the sixth position. They are not very safe. They're just behind Chelsea, 5 points behind Chelsea.
Yeah.
There's so many points behind Manchester City, who are playing as well a 1-1 draw, and they do have no game in hand. I would say no game in hand. Only few teams. Manchester United are yet to play because they'll be playing tomorrow. Manchester United plays tomorrow against Newcastle United.
Yes.
That is one big game as well. Rafa Benitez has been on a losing streak,
Is a team under pressure, and this is a team that is
and he needs to deliver.
exactly. This is a team that needs to deliver. But then they're also going to be playing against a Man U side that seems to have found a new spring in its step. It just seems like there was that period late last year where things seemed to be going down, but now they've been winning a few games. It seems like they're trying to find that rhythm. You have Alexis Sanchez again, the presence of Sanchez there. So
Inspiring them
it's
to get
inspiring. So it's a lot. I mean, reports coming in that Zlatan is actually he's coming back. And he's coming back strong. So
again, yes.
he's fit again, and he's coming back. So I think this is very encouraging for this side, especially this period, this point in time in the season where things are now, it is sort of like the home stretch. This is February. May is just around the corner. It may seem like it's very far off, but May is just around the corner. And
It's not really far off.
it's not. That's what I'm saying. May is just around the corner. It's not very far off. And the team have vowed to keep fighting until the very end. I mean, to the last breath, they're going to keep fighting to see if they can at least close that gap or put some pressure on high-flying Manchester City.
Well, games have have been played today, and we'd just like to give you some of the results of the games that took place today. Of course, they were very big games today. One of the teams that impresses me so far, I will say, is Everton. They were very low. Remember before
Yes.
Sam Allardyce came, Everton was actually deep down.
They were bottom of the barrel at one point in time.
They have found a way to get back up the table to the 9th position with 34 points. How does Sam Allardyce do this? And he just he's an expert in getting teams out of relegation.
It's his job. This is his expertise. He knows how to rally players, especially a team that is on the back foot. He knows how to rally them up,
And after that, he'll leave.
and then exactly bring them up, and then just be like Mary Poppins and just flies away. I think I think Everton, this is what they needed. And I think it was the right decision by management by signing him to do this job, to bring them out and give them that sort of stability within the league. And hopefully, if he stays on, fine. If he doesn't stay on, at least it pulls them up and then gives them that room to grow and be better.
Earlier today, Bucci, Everton played another previous loser. There's a game of two English coaches coming in to save two English teams.
Yes.
It was Everton against Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Both Roy Hodgson and Sam Allardyce. And Everton were the better team.
They were the better team.
3-1.
That's true.
Roy Hodgson, what's at stake for him for Crystal Palace? Because at some point they were the whipping boys.
They were the whipping
almost
boys.
8 to 10 games without a single point.
Without a single point or a single goal. It was until that Chelsea match that kind of turned things around, and also the return of
they'll be able to jump to 14th position.
yeah, the return of Wilfred Zaha
Zaha,
and
yes.
Benteke.
Yes.
The return of their two top strikers, although Wilfred now is out for a month now. But I think it was that reinvigoration that kind of just drove them out, because Zaha was just a man on fire. He seemed to enter every game to score goals and pull the team out. And once that Chelsea win came in, they were doing it like a man on a mission. Right now, they're also out of the drop zone too. They're on the 14th position. I think this is especially when your team is in trouble. When your team is in trouble and you decide to change coaches in the middle of the season, you're looking for that one person that can see through the heart of the players, that can see through all the drama and actually find that calm in the storm and pull the team out, motivate them, reinvigorate them, and pull them out from whatever funk they're in. That's the kind of manager you're looking for, and that's what we have in the person of Hodgins and Allardyce.
Well, let's look at, before we go to Spain, because a lot is happening in Spain.
Yes.
Let's look at one other team. Of course, let me give you the final. Let me give you the final update of the other games that were played before I move away from the story in England and go to Spain. Of course, other games were played today. You also had Stoke City against Brighton and Hove Albion. That was 1-1. We have a Swansea beating Burnley 1-0. West Ham defeated Watford 2-0. Man City have just scored another goal now, an amazing goal now. That's 2 goals. Sergio Aguero, that knows how to score best, just scored. So it's Raheem Sterling, Jamie Vardy, and Sergio Aguero scoring the 3 goals in the game so far as it is. But then, something has been brewing in England before we leave England officially. What is really happening at Chelsea? As a sport broadcaster, I would ask you, what do you think is a problem right now as it is at Chelsea? Chelsea plays on Monday, not tomorrow.
Yeah, Monday. They're playing on Monday.
Yes.
I think, to be honest, right now, Chelsea just feels like usually you want your team to feel like a tree.
Yes.
United, one, like all solidified, all the branches are connected by the trunk, by the stem, roots, all one movement. But right now, Chelsea feels like a tripod, 3 legs of a tripod or 3 legs of a tricycle. You have management one side, you have the players one side, and you have the coach one side. And I think within last week, I think we had a guest, Austin. Austin actually broke it down. I think gave it the best description that we could think of. All these troubles for Conte started when he cast aside Diego Costa.
Okay.
Now, Costa was one of the this is a man that practically won the league last year for Chelsea. He was a top scorer. He was and he was well loved. He was well loved by the fans and his teammates and the world. And then
despite his antics, but Costa was trouble.
No, I agree with you. Costa was trouble, but then you do have
yellow cars and
no. But think about it. Sometimes you have to take the lesser evil for the greater good. Now, yes, he does have his antics on the field, but this is a person that delivers for you time and time again. As a manager, you have to find a way to accommodate him. This is one of your best players. This is somebody that no matter, even with all his antics, he was still dedicated to the team. He was still dedicated to getting the job done. Now, you find a way to strike that balance. You find a way. For the longest time, I think Real Madrid is actually going through the same thing right now. Cristiano Ronaldo is just off his game, but he is their best player. So you have to find a way to manage that ego. Find a way to manage that ego. As a manager, you're not just a manager of a club. You're also a people manager. You're managing people. You find a way to manage. But then Conte decided,
you are not just a coach or a technical advisor or whatever.
You're not.
So you're managing them technically.
In fact, you're a social psychologist.
Yes.
You're practically a social psychologist. You have to find a way to meet or balance things off. Now, Conte's decision was, you know what? I can't deal with this kind of trouble. Just step aside.
And that came through a text message.
And that came through a text, of all things, a text message in the middle of the night. It leaves a bad taste in the mouth. And of course, I think that kind of bad vibe has just kind of permeated the team. The players are standing off one way, management is standing off one way, and Conte is standing off one way. And Conte is somebody who doesn't, he's somebody that doesn't really shake under pressure or bow. It's like, you know what, if you want to fire me, fire me. It's not my business. Do whatever you want to do. I'm just here. I'm dedicated to the team. I'm going to do my job. So it's a lot of, I think at some point in time, if this team is to move forward, maybe some sort of retreat. Everybody, let's just get a retreat, get down, let's air our grievances, let's get it out of our system, sort it out. Let's sort it out, discuss it. If it means you shout at each other, you cry at each other, you hug it out, and you get back to the business at hand. Instead of, I'm looking at something like Leicester City that had this drama with Moires.
Yes, Moires.
Moires' transfer did not work out, and so the man went to go and sulk. He was angry.
He's not fielded in the game against.
It was self-exile. He exiled himself. He decided, you know what, I'm angry, and so I'm going to sit out. And I think I love what Claude Puel said. Claude Puel said, you know what? We still accept him. He's still our player. We still accept him.
But
Just give him the time.
Klopp says something very funny that when Mahrez's head
Gets clears, he will realize and he will come back.
It was like an insult.
No, it wasn't any. I mean, I think the difference between the only reason I brought up Mahrez's case is because this
Just
in the end
it up.
is
yes.
Mahrez's fault.
I do understand it has a connection because we are talking about players that do have this problem for themselves and also affecting the team.
Yes,
Diego
yes.
Costa did that. Right now, I think at Chelsea and at Real Madrid, one, Cristiano Ronaldo is not happy.
True.
Isco has come out to say he's not being played.
Isco is even.
But
I think the news has even come out that Isco is going to be sold by the end of the summer.
What's his name? From Tottenham to Real Madrid. I'm trying to call his name. Your friend from which country now? The amazing midfielder from Tottenham before came out to say he's regretting why he has Modric, that the way he left Tottenham wasn't good. He feels he would have left in a better way than what happened.
Yes,
and than how he left. He has come out to say that as if he's feeling that he's okay. Sergio Aguero just scored another goal, so it's 3-1 now going on. But look at Modric says he thinks he should have left. He thinks he should have left in a better way than the way he left. And all that. So not all is not well at Manchester at Real Madrid. All is not well at Chelsea. Of course, Manchester United were going through that, but Mourinho has been able to calm the situation. It's not all about himself, it's about the club. If the club is stable, your own reputation as a club
is stable. Exactly.
If Conte doesn't have that.
Conte doesn't have that right now. I think, like you said, I think you've also mentioned this a lot. There's a lot of distractions in the team. Right now, you have the owner, Abramovich, who is not even in speaking terms with with the coach, which is unheard of. I mean,
and the director of football left.
Director of football left. Yes, you have now.
That was the beginning of the problem.
You also have David Luiz.
Yes,
you have David Luiz.
Issues with the coach.
You have teammates. Everything is just a little chaotic. There's a little. It's too much. I think I don't know. Maybe I as much as I love Conte is a fantastic coach, but I think there has to be some kind of reality check or attitude adjustment, and it starts with the head. In the end, you can't say, well, it's it's the head. The leader takes charge. It's the leader that takes the blame and also takes the glory. Right now, Conte needs to step aside, put his pride aside, and try and just come off that pedestal. Sometimes you know that saying, you have to sometimes you have to stoop to conquer. You have to get down to get what you want. You have to now play the fool. Essentially, you have to sometimes play the fool to get what you want.
You think it's time for him to step aside?
I don't think so. I don't think it's time for him to step aside. I think he needs to just either let the season run out and then let the club management decide whether he's right for the team or not, because we're hearing a lot of rumors that former Enrique Luis, no official exactly
between who is negotiating with him, between him and Chelsea and all that. But Real Madrid, before we leave the studio, Real Madrid, what's the way forward for them?
Real Madrid, the way forward right now, Zizou.
Let Cristiano Ronaldo go.
Zizou.
MLS or
Zizou step aside. Cristiano Ronaldo, go and make your money. China is over there, big money. MSL, go on, big money. Just go. Just. I think the team. I mean, because right now it's not the Cristiano Ronaldo show.
Yes.
It's sort of like it's Cristiano Ronaldo and then there's Real Madrid.
Yes.
I think his ego has grown a little too big, bigger than what it is. Let him go, make all the money and revenue for MSL, the popularity, notoriety for even China, and then let Real Madrid get back to the basics, being a fantastic world-class team.
David Beckham did that. It's a bigger now, a part owner of a club in the MLS, just like DJ Drogba.
Yes,
and I think it's time for Ron to move on. After having his 7 children. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM Redefining Broadcasting, and this has been The Stadium. My name is Ted, and I've been here with Buchi. Of course, D1 was with us. Thanks to everyone who has been a part of this production. Mr. Desmond there, Young Kid, thank you very much. And Blessed and the team on the server. Thanks for making us go live on air, on internet, as well for our listeners and our viewers across the world to be able to listen to what we are talking about. And without you out there, we have no reason to be here. Thank you very much for being a part of the family. We appreciate you. The phone lines had some issues, so phone calls did not come in. If you tried to call us, I didn't go through. We apologize for that. Of course, our technicians will work on it to make sure that the phone lines are in place before tomorrow, because the stadium returns tomorrow evening by 6 p.m. 2 solid hours. Of course, we'll be talking a lot more about some games are going on in Port Harcourt. Games are going on. Wrestling Championship and Dambe competition is going on. I'm going to talk to Mudiaga Odigbo, my very good friend, to give us update on what is happening in the Dambe game, because he's covering it personally for all of us. Until tomorrow again, be a good person. Go watch your game. Man City is leading. Yes, they are leading. We are far. Naso. Only that Waka come. We'll find a way around it to see what happens next. So do stay with us again. Human Rights Radio programs continue after this. This is the stadium. Until then, have a good night.